Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, 12:30.
My pleasure.
Lunchtime yoga. There's the mat. There is my mat. Hopefully you all have your mats. And unmute yourself if there's anything you want focused on, or put it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just carry on. So let's go ahead and put a blanket over the center of the mat. And since we only have an hour, I like to get right into the movement and as we go chat about yoga related topics, you know, how the movement relates to yoga as a philosophy, as a practice, as a mindset, all of that. So just starting in a posture of even weight bearing, left to right. Just feeling into your body, left hand, left knee, left foot. And register that connection, that brain connection, that thought pattern with that feeling, the sensation in your body. And even bring the weight a little bit more into the left side. So accentuate it by weighting it. And then bring the attention into the right side, and where the right side is contacting. Base of fingers, base of palms, and knee, and top of foot. So every place that contacts the earth, just notice the sensation of that contact, the weight of it, the heaviness, the coolness, and anything else that might bubble up. Perhaps it's a general feeling. My body just went into a spontaneous rocking side to side, so taking the weight into the right side and just feeling that. And then alternating left to right. Just getting a sense of that. Movement, left to right. And then center between, it's like the fifth point, is the pelvis center between left and right limbs, arms, legs, center, which is also the sternum. So behind the heart, behind the rib cage, and make that heart very heavy. You may notice my heart just sank down, and my shoulders become more like the field, the tired field horse, you know, where the bones almost stick up and out, the arm bones, the top of the leg bones, and the horse. And then let's move from there, chin towards chest. Round into the back, in breath, out breath, release, belly, lift head. And continue, press arms and legs, hands and feet. And it's like a bit of a springboard. It's like pushing off and lifting up and sinking down. It's almost like the rib cage is a bouncy ball that's moving in very slow motion. It bounces up and then it drops down. And once it hits bottom, it bounces up again. So just see if you can access that analogy or something else that might work better for you. And then come back to flat back, tailbone curls under, toes curl under, hips towards heels, spread fingers, lift fingers, finger pads, forehead down. Within breath, lift up again, still that bouncy ball or like a balloon. And lift up again. And walk the hands to the left. Bring the right hip towards the right heel. Little lift under the armpit. Lift hips, walk hands back through center and over to the right side. And left hip towards left heel. Notice the sensations as they differ left to right and back through center. Knees together midline and right knee in towards the head. Head towards knee. Inhale, almost like you can touch the forehead to the knee. Perhaps you will be able to. And just a couple more. And the third one, hold the extension and lift the left arm. So reaching down the inseam, right pelvis, and up through the fingers of the left hand. Even extension, and just bring the ball of the left hand to the floor and the ball of the foot to the floor. Press into the heels of the hands to stretch in the back of the Achilles and the calf, right side. More sensation in the calf than the Achilles and knees together. And rock hips side to side. Even as you move side to side, you're almost getting a twisting sensation. And back through center. And second side. So left knee towards head. And head towards knee. Perhaps even making contact. Rather than going toward that field horse position, that sunken chest, hold a little more attention into the upper body so there's more of a neutral feeling. And next time left leg is extended, lift the right arm. Extending through inseam, left leg, all the way through inner heel. 3 more breaths. Heel of right hand, ball of left foot. Press through heels of both hands, extend, stretch into the back of the left calf. And press heels of hands even more and lift up into downward facing dog pose. Lift the heels up. And drop the chin and just relax the back of the head and neck. And externally rotate the upper arm. And so just see if you can turn the eye of the elbow or the crease of the elbow skyward. Just notice what that does. And then for me, I can see right away it lifts the index finger and the thumb. So I want to counter that movement and press the index and thumb down. So upper arm externally rotates, lower arm internally rotates. Use balance of opposites, press the heels towards the floor. It's this constant dance in yoga. One part moves one way and the other part moves the other. And the joints then are held in balance in between the two actions. 3 or 4 breaths. Just feel your dog. Feel your legs. Strongly embracing the bone. So the leg muscles hugging towards the long leg bone, the lower leg bones. And lift the heels, lift the armpits, come into a plank position. As if you're going to do a push-up. 3 or 4 breaths. And push through heels and hands again. And lift the hips up. Balls of feet forward, heels down. Feet about hip width apart. And then bend the knees and lift the sit bones up, lift the heels up. So lift the armpits a little. Just really accentuate heel lift. And back through hands and knees and drop into child's pose. So thighs contacting ribs, palms turned up, forehead down. And reach the arms out long again. If you have a block, then you have that handy. And gaze forward between the hands and lift the hips up. And bring the right foot forward between the hands and release the hips forward. So right knee in line with right ankle. And we're going to focus on the pelvis, press into the right foot. Curl the tailbone under, bring right hand to the top of right knee. And just curl your tailbone under. You can bring the left hand right to the sacrum. And lift the left arm up. So I'm just countering this lunge. I can move a lot more. I have a lot more flexibility. But I'm countering that with this tucked tailbone. And this front thigh muscle on the left side is it's the counterbalance to that flexibility. And lift the right arm. And just curl the toes under and lean back. Gaze up. And bow forward. And curl toes of left foot under, straight leg lunge. Lift it up. And right hand top of right thigh. And left arm lifts. And shake the right arm out. Get loose, lead with the elbow. And sweep the right arm up. Keep the gaze soft. Forward focus. And then if you have your balance, take a little back bend. In the upper back, gaze skyward. And arms float down. And you might just have your block handy if you need it. We're gonna do some hamstring stretches. So bringing the left knee down and then scoot it back. Just putting a block there. And draw the right head of the leg up here, the femur, up in towards the hip joint there. Flex the right foot. You don't have to use a block, your fingertips could be on the floor. This is if you have wrist issues or you need a little support under the hands. And just take a look at your foot and spread the toes open. And walk the hands forward, bring the left knee forward, and we'll step the right leg back, hips back, fingers spread. Then second side, so as you come up, just bring the left foot forward between the hands, release the hips. Same thing, second side, so left knee in line with left ankle, left hand top of left thigh, just push yourself back. Tailbone rooted down so you can see a little better this side. Right hand, right hip. And then taking the tailbone under, just a little bend to the left knee. And lift the right arm. And the left. And toes curled under, back foot, so you can lean back a little, gaze up. Glide forward, toes curled under, straight leg lunge. Breath in, breath out. Same thing, second setting, left hand top of left thigh. Right arm up. And left arm up, breathe, soft gaze. Get your footing, your rootedness, your groundedness. And take the thumbs back, lift the gaze. And arms come down, fingertips to floor, right knee down, left leg back, hips back. Exhale, forehead down. Remembering that analogy of the bouncy ball, just as I inhale, it lifts up, as I exhale, it drops down. Almost like dribbling, you know, how you, like a very slow motion kind of dribbling. And you can also take downward dog pose between lunges if you're feeling enthusiastic to spend more time in that pose. Toes curled under and come up. Oh, we forgot our rewind. Left foot forward, let's take our hamstring stretch this side. So scooting that right knee back and flex the left foot. So drawing the head of the upper leg bone back towards the hip, left side. Toes spread. Just like in our standing pose, we do a standing variation of this. So left hip draws back and the right hip draws forward. Couple more breaths. And now we can release. Yeah. Both hips back and then first side again. So we're just taking the next variation, the warrior one position. Toes curled under. Scoot that left foot forward and pivot and plant the left heel. So right and left heel are in line with each other, then just sweep the arms right up alongside the ears. And warrior one position. Thumbs back, you can't see my feet, but you can see your own feet. And notice if your kneecap, right kneecap is tracking second and third toe, and outer edge of the left heel is pressing down. And thumbs back, gaze up. See if you can just deepen your pose a little bit. And fingertips to forward, just gonna rock back. Right heel, step the left foot forward, and the right foot back. So warrior one position, second side. Left knee lining up with left heel ankle. Right foot turned in. And sweep the arms up. Press down through that left heel, kneecap. Tracking second and third toe back, outer heel presses down. And from that stability in the legs, rise up through the torso, thumbs back, gaze up. And let the arms float down, rock back. Lifting ball of left foot, step the right foot forward. Hands slide up the legs, breath in. And breath out, hands towards ankles, elbows out to the side. And standing forward, fold. And just like our starting position, just take the weight a little left and then right, so just feeling that shift. Weight left, weight right. Round towards floor. Slide the hands up the legs, palms cupping kneecaps, nice flat back. Take the tailbone down and come up to standing. And turn the palms up to stretch up. And feel your feet hip width or so apart. Top of the hip, moving back towards the heels. So there's a bit of a softness to the belly, and from that, you can kind of see that sideways. It's more of a pike. Hips towards heels, reach out, and then continue to reach out. Tuck that tailbone and reach up. Gaze up. And let the arms come down and roll your shoulders. Yeah, we'll just keep going with some standing poses. Take your blanket off to the side. And we'll do some more twisting as well. So just come to stand in the center of the mat, feet about hip width apart. Soften your knees, middle fingers together in front of the chest. Step or jump your legs apart. And just wiggle the hips side to side. Turn the right foot out 90, the left foot in. Take a little bend to the right knee, track it with second and third toe, and shift the hips. And bring the right hand to the inner right thigh, left arm extends. And then just make a loosening of the lower arm. And let's just keep moving. We'll come back through these poses again. That little bend to left knee, track with second and third toe. Shift the hips. Left hand inner left thigh, right arm extends. and left arm loose. And then use your abdominal muscles to draw the belly in, the navel back towards the spine. And come up. So just extend up through the right hand, parallel the feet. Keep the feet a little further apart. Kind of just inch them a little bit further apart. And bend the right knee, hands on hips. Left and right hip in the same plane. So there's a strong external rotation of both thighs. Tops of shoulders line up over the hips. When the hips are tight, there's a tendency to kind of spill the pelvis forward. So see if you can need to back off it a little bit to take the tailbone under. And again, I'm bringing one hand back there just to feel. The tailbone draws down and the front of the pelvis zips up. And extend the arms. And left, right. And left. And right. And left. And center chin above breastbone. Let's come right into a side angle. So right elbow, right knee, left arm, left side body. And just to get more looseness, more awareness in the spine, more connection to the rotating aspect, the twisting aspect. Drop the left shoulder down. Breathe into back body and roll it open. And drop it down. Enjoy the effect of gravity on the outer shoulder blade, just spreading it away from the spine. Exhale, spiral. And drop it down. And roll it open. And last one. Drop it down. And roll it open. And just reach that arm above the head. So like a hybrid, like more like triangle arms, the upper part and side angle lower. And you are going to come right back in the triangle from here. So just shoot the hips back and extend the right arm down. So pressing, you're able to then press the inner lower arm, the outer lower arm against the inner lower leg. Hands and fingers. All limbs on board, all limbs active. And to release, we'll come back through the warrior two shape. Hands back on hips. Just heel toe and then jump the legs together. Shake the legs. Bend knees, come up onto the toes. And second side, so legs wide apart. Reaching them a little wider for the second round of standing. Turn balls of feet to the right. Oh, except the left, to the left. And breathe in, hands on hips. And breathe out. Bend left knee. Same thing. So take tailbone down. Sides of the pelvis even. Like a bowl, front to back, side to side. External rotation, upper thighs. Press into the outer right heel. And lift the arms. And lift right. And left. And right. And left. And center the chin. And do the same pattern, second side, left elbow, top of left knee, And then just drop it down, right shoulder. And roll it open, exhale. And drop it down. And roll it open. And drop it down. Roll it open. And last one. Just opening your senses. Your skin, your muscles, your emotions, your energy level. Extend the right arm up, just noticing the quality of your attention. Ease up, so marrying these two poses, the side angle and the triangle. Just go ahead and extend the left leg. Yeah, left arm now more active, pressing against the inner left leg to create that rotation. All limbs active, on board. So we have an active asana practice. It is a technique for concentration. So if you're paying attention to all these different pieces, your mind doesn't have a chance to wander. It's attending to all these different pieces. And parallel the feet, and that's how the asanas, the postures, support the more subtle realms, which create that meditative state, so that clear, focused, and deep mind that comes through focusing on or concentrating on something mindfully, not just your thoughts or fixating on your thoughts, but noticing your feelings in your body. And just roll the shoulders. And we'll come into, I'll add all these pieces together and add one more place of focus, balance. So the half moon brings a whole other element in, balance, which really helps focus the mind. So outer feet parallel, legs wide, turn both balls of the feet to the right, and block to the outside of the right foot, hands on hips. So we're just going to come into the side angle, bringing the hand to the block, left hand, left hip. As these incrementally build too, these stepping stones become more familiar. We've been here a couple times today. And here we are again. So we can step the back foot in, reach out with the block. And so I'm sort of close to a wall, which is pretty handy. I can put my head into a wall. Just to sort of get a feeling of my back body. And if you wish to practice this at a wall, you could put your mat parallel with the wall so that your whole back body is then supported by the wall. I'll show that on the second side. So it's nice to do both, practice with a wall and without a wall. Go back to triangle and come on up. So for the second side, I'll show with a wall. You would bring your sticky mat long edge right against the wall. And step the feet wide apart. My feet are about 6 inches away from the wall. Turn the balls of the feet to the left, block between wall and left outer edge of foot. Left heel in line with the arch of right foot. So let's see the side angle. Breathe. Nowhere to go. You can always repeat and stay here. Or step in with the back foot. Reach out with the block. So here's the wall right here. And great for alignment. You're going to bring the hips to the wall, look down, the lifted leg. And then you might also take yourself away from the wall. Just balance for a few breaths. Perhaps extend the upper arm. And the wall is also handy because you then get that rotation, that spiral, and knees up towards the lifted hand. Yeah, just have a place to push off. And then the left knee, reach back with the right leg, back to triangle. And yeah, parallel your feet. Feel some of the feet together and shake the legs. So, I think one more wall supported pose. And I've been working on this a little bit. To have a wall for your home practice. Then come sit at the wall with your legs outstretched. So supported Dandasana. Sit at the wall, legs outstretched. So you can see all these poses incrementally build up more and more focus. And ultimately ease in order for the mind to relax and be still. And sometimes it takes a little coaxing and some maneuvering to get the blood flowing into the brain, the oxygen. Getting upside down is a great way to change your perspective on your life, on your circumstance. So, encourage you to find ways to get upside down. And or get your head below your heart and below your pelvis. So standing forward bend can suffice, dog pose can suffice, and or a half handstand, which is what I'm going to show today. And I think we've worked on that in here recently. So just feeling that stability of that wall, my back to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder blades, contacting wall, crown and head reaching up. My legs are active, so you might be able to see that. Thighs, hugging bones, center of hamstring pressing towards floor. Tops of feet flexing back towards the knees. And just notice where your heels are. And we're going to turn it upside down. So just bringing the hands to where the heels were, and then perhaps just a little further forward, like a hand look forward. So we're taking a dog pose with the heels up the wall. So heels up the wall, balls of feet 3 to 4 inches in front of the wall. And just press the heels into the wall, feel that. Support. And before we come up, just practice extending one leg and then the other. So you bring the balls of the feet together at the midline, bend that left knee and extend the right leg up. So from that extended upper leg and bent lower leg, you can slowly extend the lower leg and really reach the upper leg up. And bring the right leg down, bend the right knee, and stretch the left leg up. Then slowly extend the right leg. Keep reaching left leg up. And release. And just come on down. Child's pose between. Forehead down. And just relax the tops of the shoulders. So this is just a great way to build shoulder strength. Practice building shoulder strength. So reaching fingers out again. Pinkies towards outer edge of the mat. Step hands a little bit forward. Toes curled under hips. Lift. Yeah, one leg up and then the other. So it's similar to our dog pose on the floor. We bring the armpits in line with the wrists. And you may or may not be able to take both legs up. You can practice that former variation, one leg and then the other, or just slowly stepping one leg up, hips up and down, and just building your strength. And child's pose again. And extend your spine to come up, and I want to show another wonderful variation to start working towards headstand, which is another vital pose, especially during winter. It helps counter all kinds of things, including depression and anxiety, depending on where you put pressure on your head. So just from a kneeling position, you bring your fingertips to your cranium and just start feeling the hairline and then back from the hairline where, babies have a little soft spot, so it's not the apex of the head, but just a little forward of that, and you might be able to still sense or feel that soft spot, what used to be the soft spot. That's one place you can put some pressure. Just notice if you're feeling anxious, that's the place to put pressure. If you're feeling more sluggish, depressed, tired, want to boost but don't want to drink more caffeinated drinks, just move back from that, and there's more of you can even notice what happens with your eyebrows. So when I move my hands forward at the top, the crown of the head, my eyebrows start to descend. That's how I know I'm at the place that helps soothe an overactive mind. If that's not my problem, then I want to put more pressure right on top. And I notice if I press there, my eyebrows go up. You might notice that too. And that's the place you would want to put pressure if you are needing a boost of your energy. So we're gonna just practice putting some weight into the head. Yeah, I'm just gonna show that. So it's from like a child's pose. It's called hare, like the rabbit. So I'm coming with my toes curled under. I'm gonna reach forward, my hands back alongside the feet. I'm gonna reach forward with my head. Bring the forehead, the hairline right down. And lift the hips up. You can interlace the fingers behind the back. And if you move that weight forward and back, you'll find there's different places on the head that we're talking about putting energy. You can rock forward and back. If you have compression in your neck or any kind of neck injury, you don't want to do this, especially without arms. You can work with the arms. So there's ways to start putting pressure on the head without compressing the neck. And, or reaching out and lifting the arms up away from the back. And just bringing the pressure right up to the top of the head. So it can be helpful to if you want some guidance on that, feel free to show your video camera and I can take a look at your posture too. And you just want to make sure your neck is not bulging away from the back of your head. So one more time, so just take one more time, interlace fingers a different way behind the back, reach out, lift the hips, come right up on the crown of the head, lift the arms. So like the ears of the hare. And bring the arms down, bring the hips down, extend the spine. And just rest, a couple more breaths, child's pose. And reach the arms out long again, and lift the hips up again. Yeah, we'll come onto our backs, work some leg lifts. So coming onto your back, just slowly lower down. Stretch the arms back and hook the thumbs. Keep the left foot on the floor and extend the right leg up. And we're just gonna move that right leg up and down and just practice strongly bracing the abdomen towards the floor. And the back of the pelvis. And 3 or 4 more. And as you go through this range of motion, just mentally notice where 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees off of center would be. So this would be center, extending straight up. 30 degrees or so, 60 degrees. 90 all the way to the floor. Back up. And continue for a few more. Sweep it back up. 30, 60, 90, up. 30, 60, 90, up, and keep the left leg up, right knee bend, right foot to the floor, clasp the thumbs a different way. Reach back like a little butterfly, and start working this side. It's a way to awaken your whole body. Welcome your breath. There's a bit of an internal rotation of the upper left thigh. And then same thing, just incrementally, 30, 60, 90, lift. And last couple. And next time that left leg is extended, hold the extension, join the right with the left, reach up through both heels, breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the chin towards the chest. Cross this long leg bone like you're pressing, draw the ankles down towards the hips. So press the hips, the back of the legs towards the floor. Yeah, bring the left foot to the floor. Right ankle, top of left knee. Lift the left thigh, the left foot up off the floor, draw the left thigh towards you. And any variations, you can curl up. You can extend this leg, guide the hands up towards the ankle. Or work with the collarbones broad. Breathing in and out. And bring the left foot to the floor, and just for fun, see if you can get this twist going. Left foot to the floor, just gonna shift. It's almost like a letter 4. Just bring, or number 4, bring that right foot to the floor. So my left hand just can come out and grab the outside of the right leg, upper or lower calf muscle. So coming into a twist. And coming back up. So my ankle's still there on top of the left knee. And extend both legs. And change. Left ankle, top of right knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw that right thigh back towards the head. So extend on there. Just showing some different variations. Or right here. Couple more breaths. And right foot to the floor, and just bring this left foot to the floor. We'll twist, and you can see a little bit more what I was talking about. Using this right hand just to massage the calf muscle. And draw this right knee up towards the armpit, opposite side, extend the left arm. So just as discussing earlier, this balance of opposites, so even as I'm pulling this leg this way, I'm pressing this hip back the opposite way. Countering. So it's a dance of actions and opposing actions that ultimately leads to this awareness of the balance point, the place between the two actions. The midline, the midpoint. And release, so we come back. If there's anything else you wanted to do today before relaxation, just take a moment or minute or so to do that. Maybe there's more twisting, or maybe there's a seated pose we didn't get to that you want to explore, or stretch the inner thighs. And just take a moment to relax the back of the waist, feet as wide as the sticky mat, knees resting together, palms turned up, arms comfortably to either side of the body. And from here, just stretching the left and then the right leg out, and taking the legs as wide as the mat, palms turned up for relaxation pose. And just let yourself unwind, relax, become aware of all the points, the places, the contact of your body, the heaviness of it against the floor. And just let your circulation, your breath, the warmth from the stretching, just let all that circulate. Notice the feeling of your body, the feeling of aliveness. Another couple minutes. And you can next inhalation a little more deeply. Wiggling fingers, toes, stretching any way your body wants to stretch. Before rolling to your favorite side, stay curled up for a breath or two. And use your forearms to support your body weight and slowly come up to a comfortable seat you have last. Palms together, heart centered. Namaste. Thanks for joining me
Thank you. See you on Wednesday.
on Friday.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, I guess that's right. Friday. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Christine.
Great class. Bye.
Oh, good. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, Linda.
Bye, Jamie.
Have a good day. Sorry if you were talking to me. I had you muted for a bit.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Have a great day. Bye.